Hello my beautiful souls and welcome to my tarot card channel. If you're new here, my name is Jem, and in today's pick card reading we're going to be discussing what are some messages the universe want you to know a day in advance. So before we hop into the pile selection, I want to let you guys know the way that I read tarot is about self-reflection. It's about showing you the different options you have, and of course it's for entertainment purposes, so don't take anything too seriously. Trust yourself, trust your intuition, know that you have your own free will. So let's hop into the pile selection. So for today we have 3 piles here. Pile 1 is of this beautiful, gorgeous baddie. She's wearing all glitter and sparkles. She's wearing like a rosy, rose gold type of pink and gold. It's all shimmery, it's all shining. She's got like a tan glow to her. She's got these beautiful lips, beautiful makeup, beautiful flowy blonde hair, and a crown. So if that resonates, and wings. So if that resonates with you, please pick pile 1. And for pile 2, we have this beautiful, gorgeous baddie. She has voluptuous, beautiful, wavy, curly, dark hair. She's got these cute little bangs, winged eyeliner, beautiful porcelain skin, and she's wearing like this pinkish like blouse with the little puffy shoulders. And you can see her collarbone. So if that resonates for you, please pick pile 2. And then for pile 3, we have this other beautiful, gorgeous baddie. She's giving Wizard of Oz a little bit, like like a fairy from the Wizard of Oz, or what was it? Like the princess. She has these beautiful wings, this beautiful like choker necklace with a gem in the center. She's got this beautiful pink laced see-through-ish like dress that has puffy sweaters. She looks like she's gonna like hold a wand, and she's got her eyes shut. There's also like a moon behind her, so it's giving like sleeping. So if that resonates with you, please pick pile 3. Okay, let's hop into the piles. Hello my beautiful gorgeous pile 1s. If you chose this thumbnail, this will be your reading on what the universe would like to let you know a day in advance. So what do you need to know a day in advance? Before tomorrow. I think the first thing that we're going to talk about is your thumbnail, but before we hop into your reading, I want to let you guys know I do offer personal readings. I have customizable ones. I have bundle readings that are all customizable. You can let me know what questions you have, what decks you want to use, what sections you want to use, like Pinterest board, charms and initials, XY, I have tons of other options. I also have single deck readings that are more on the cheaper side, that all these decks are listed over there as well. And what's the last thing I want to say? Also, I have a sale going on for Black Friday, so you definitely want to take advantage of this if you guys are interested in getting a personal reading. Yeah, so I have it available. Thank you for listening to that. We're also going to have an extended reading on my Patreon. So if you feel like this specific reading resonated with you, we're going to have an extended over there. It's linked in the bio and in the description. And it is ad-free. It allows me to say more juicy 18+ messages. And also it supports the channel. Okay, thank you for listening. Let's hop into this reading. So my beautiful pile 1s, let's talk about your thumbnail. The first thing, some synchronicities, some signs to let you know that this is your pile, is there could be something significant about glitter, about wings, about rose gold, about blonde hair, about blue eyes, about beautiful like rose gold pinkish makeup. There could be something about pink, the color pink. There could also be something about like lights, camera, action. It's giving like a beautiful pink sparkly dress. Sparkles could be significant. Glitter. Maybe like a lip, your lip color. Like maybe something significant about her lip color. These dangly earrings could be like a sign to let you know. If you've been seeing any of these around, or if you noticed this recently, this could be a sign that this is your pile. But that's what I have with your thumbnail. It also could be talking about, it's reminding me of this beautiful girl who has blossomed from this big transformation. Like she spread out her wings. She now has her wings to fly high and to fly to new heights. So, and also someone who's taking better care of themselves, someone who's prioritizing their health, prioritizing their hair, their skin, really taking care of themselves, nourishing themselves, loving themselves. So if that resonates with you in any way, this is your pile. Let's hop into your cards. So what we have with your cards here, my beautiful pile 1, is we have the Death card in reverse. We have 8 of Wands in reverse. And then we have the 2 of Wands upright. what I'm getting, the overall message I'm getting is that what the universe wants you to know is that you are having a, enormous transformation happening. And there could be some things that need to be in order, need to be, shifted around it, realigned a little bit, so that you can be realigned towards that direction and like step in and like have that transformation. But the overall message I'm getting, the positive message, is the universe wants you to know that you are actively aligning your resources so you can pursue your goals and your dreams. You are getting your life in order, physical health, your emotional health, or your emotional well-being, your energy levels, your spirituality, whatever it is. Maybe you're releasing, your fears, limiting beliefs, whatever it is that you're holding back, maybe some generational trauma, maybe there's, some sort of hurt, some sort of, unclosed doors, like a toxic relationship, or there could be just tons of different things. They could be a ton of different things that the universe is saying that the universe is seeing that you're actively, getting your life in order. You're actively working towards aligning yourself and getting your life in order so that you are in an excellent position to move forward towards your plans or towards the decision you want to make. The Two of Wands represents some sort of decision between two different options. And like it also talks about travel. It talks about traveling. It talks about like moving forward into like new beautiful locations, a better location that's fitting, like better fitting for you, a better position, a better job, a better, relationship, whatever it is. The universe is seeing that you're actively doing the work towards yourself in a better position to move towards that. Another thing I'm getting with the Two of Wands here, it says that there could be some sort of blockages coming in, and you could be getting ready to set like a clear plan on how to, like you could be moving very quickly and moving very fast towards this. Or this could be also saying that maybe you're, taking a step, like you're still gathering more information on this. You're still gathering your resources. You're still gathering more information so that you could have more of a clear plan on how to get this done. Which I think the universe is saying, like, keep going. And it says, you know what your goal is and you're sure of its fulfillment. Let your intuition and passion guide you as you confirm your next steps. I think what this is really saying is for some of you, the universe is saying to continue to, gather your resources, gather your information, gather the knowledge so that you have a better, footing on how to move forward. Maybe there's like a lack of knowledge where it's like you're still trying to gather more information on how to do something. And maybe there's some sort of like needing to do some research or asking questions or, looking it up, like literally, like for example, how do I remove limiting beliefs? How do I overcome fear? Literally looking it up, seeing, doing your own research to figure out how to actually do that is very important. So the universe could be noticing that you're doing that. The universe is noticing, and the universe is saying you're doing an amazing job. Keep doing it because it's moving you oh so quickly towards your goals. Having that knowledge teaches you what mistakes to avoid. But, it's only up until some point of when you need to start taking action too. There's a balance. It's not one or the other. It's a whole combination of both. There needs to be a balance. So that's what I'm getting with like someone who's more like taking their time with trying to gather their plans, gather their information. On the other side of the spectrum, this could also represent someone who is moving very quickly, moving very fast towards their goals, and towards this, you know, decision, and constantly on, like, changing and evolving. You could be someone who's very transformable. You could be someone who's not afraid of change. You could be someone who likes to jump in with both feet, not afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone. And the universe is saying, like, you're doing an amazing job. Like, these are wonderful things about you, and keep doing it. And I'm also getting, there could be something about you releasing. I want to read what it says over here. So with the combination of these cards could represent, you have a vision of what you want to do next, but you're holding on to something from the past that could be slowing you down. Because of that resistance, momentum is blocked. But at the moment you release you are releasing what is no longer serving you, and everything will start moving again. So it says, what could this apply to? What could this be talking about? It could be talking about a relationship you haven't fully closed. So maybe you're closing the door of like a past relationship. It could be a new job that you're getting, or a job that is still lingering, an old job that's still lingering around that you've outgrown. It could also be maybe some limiting beliefs that you're still holding on to, some past hurt, some past traumas, some past, you know, beliefs, rooted programming, you know, just a lot of like maybe self-sabotaging, things that might be holding you back from knowing what decisions to make and how to see things more clearly. Because your energy could maybe be, you could be working, for those of you that are moving very quickly, this could be saying like you're moving very quickly, and having a lot of energy, but it's not focused work. And something about how can we get more focused about our work or the energy we are investing. It could also say fear of stepping out of your comfort zone, right? So this could be talking about letting go of your fear, letting go of needing to constantly be comfortable. Sometimes we just have to be uncomfortable, and that's part of living. It's very uncomfortable, and we have to get used to that, you know? It says your soul is saying, let something go so you can move forward. Stop waiting for things to change, initiate it. Declutter the old, you know, declutter the emotional old, the physical old, the energetic old, whatever it is making things feel old and like holding you back energetically, physically, or emotionally. It's time to set it free. It's time to, you know, blossom out of that cocoon. It says make the decision that you've been hesitating on. There could be a decision that you've been hesitant to or hesitant towards, and it's saying to make that decision. And lastly, it says trust your future vision. You know, the vision that you know and see and that you know is what you want to do, trust it and move forward towards it. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. You can do it. You can make it happen. You know that you can do it. So just, you know, like no more doubting yourself, no more second guessing yourself. It's time, you know, like you got it. And the last thing I want to say is this could also represents, it also saying, once you release resistance, the Eight of Wands, when it's upright, can represent swift movement, opportunities, momentum, like moving a lot more quickly and more with focused energy. So that's what I have for your cards. Let's see what we have with your index messages. So what else? Oh, I can't see that. I can't show that. The universe also wants to let you know that you are exy, you are very sexy. The universe wants you to remind you that you're a sexy bitch, that you are sexy. Wake up excited, wake up, you know, feeling sexy, wake up feeling like a fresh new bitch, and walking out the door being like, yeah, I know I'm hot, you know, because I am hot. It says your pictures make me weak. People could really like your pictures. There could be something about taking pictures. Another reminder is like you take amazing pictures. You could have like, you could be an amazing photographer. There could also just be something about your pictures literally making people weak. Like you're so stunning. She's fine as fuck. Yeah. You guys could be a Pisces. There could be something about a boat or a yacht, taking photos on like a boat or a yacht. You have a Sagittarius. It could be someone who's a Sagittarius coming in. It says blessings coming in. You could have a lot of blessings coming in. We also have fire sign here, so there could be definitely heavy fire sign. People could like your average height, or people could, maybe you're very tall. We also have best friend. People could be like wanting to be your best friend. The universe could be saying like you are an amazing friend and don't forget it. And people want to work with you. People are attracted to you. People want to do everything with you. Don't feel otherwise. It says a love that feels safe. You are a love that feels safe. People feel safe with you. People want to, be around you. You could have beautiful beauty marks. You could be athletic. And it says you shine brighter and brighter every single day. And lastly, we're going to leave this reading off with one step at a time. You're doing an amazing job, Pile 1. And this is just a sign to let you know. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you felt like this resonated with you and you want to hear more about it, we're going to have a Patreon extended. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you in my next ones. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile twos. If you chose this thumbnail, this will be your reading on what does the universe want to let you know a day in advance. So we have 3 cards here today. Before we hop into your tarot, I want to let you guys know I do offer personal readings. I have a sale going on, 30% off all my readings for Black Friday. And I have bundle readings that are customizable. You can let me know what questions you have, what like decks you want to use, what sections you want to use, like if you want Pinterest board, love radio, index messages, charms and initials. Also, we have single deck readings as well, more on the cheaper side. So if you like to just have every single deck you see on my channel is listed over there. And yeah, if you'd like to check that out, it's in the store on YouTube, or it's in my 𝐸𝑋𝑒_AI tab in the bio and in the description. Lastly, we're going to have an extended reading over on my Patreon, so if you feel like this reading really resonated with you and you want to hear more about it, you can check it out over there on my Patreon. It's in the bio and in the description. It is ad-free, it allows me to say more 18+ messages, and also it supports the channel. So thank you for listening. Let's hop into your reading. Okay, so let's talk about your thumbnail. So what signs could be maybe you've been seeing that the universe wants to let you know that this is your pile? So the first thing is you could have dark hair, you could have bangs, you could have wavy hair, you could have bows. Maybe there's something significant about bows, maybe bows in your hair. Are you using bows in any way? There could be something about roses. There could be something about stars, like little stars. There could be something about smaller earrings. There could be something about long lashes, and it looks like behind her she's in some sort of house. So if any of that catches your eye or is significant to you in some way, or has been like a sign recently that you've been seeing, that's a sign letting you know that the universe wants you to hear this. So what we have here today for your cards is we have 5 of Cups twice. That bitch came out twice in reverse. So the universe is almost shouting this message. The universe really, really wants you to know this. And then on the side, we have the King of Swords in reverse. So the number 5 represents change. That's the way I see number 5. It's about change. It's about conflict sometimes. It could be about competition sometimes. But usually overall, the number 5 represents change. The cups of the decks represents emotions. So change and emotions could be very heavy in this reading. We also have the King of Swords. The swords is about communication, could also be conflict as well. And yeah, it could also represent a masculine energy in here. So let's see what this has to say for you. The overall message I'm getting is that the spread strongly is about moving on. It's about healing. It's about releasing any old emotional pain. And it also has a bit of a warning sign about finding mental clarity. It says communication, decision-making, being off balance. Maybe your decision-making a little bit being off balance. But before we hop into that, I want to start off with more positive messages. I want to start off with love and reminding you that you are human. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are special. And this is a good thing. This is a beautiful thing. Even though things may be difficult right now, even though things might be hard, you are doing an amazing job towards change, towards growth, and putting yourself in a better position than where you were in the past. And I just want to congratulate you, and the universe wants to congratulate you that you don't need to be so hard on yourself, and you're doing an amazing job. So I think what these cards are saying is that you are finally ready to let go of any past disappointment, past regrets, or some sort of emotional hurt. Usually when I see these cards, I always think of the emotion of guilt, feeling guilty. And what the universe wants you to know a day in advance is that you're human. It's human to make mistakes. It's human to be imperfect. You are only human. And I think what these cards are trying to signify is the energy is trying to say that it's time to accept what happened. It's time to let go of any guilt or negativity from this situation and not focus on what it is you lost. Of course, take your time, take as much time as you need to heal, to recuperate, to, reflect and look at what it is that you lost and be like, and allow yourself to feel those emotions and sit in that feeling. Of course, we are not here to ever repress our feelings, but when you're ready and you're ready to pick yourself back up, which I think you're at that point, when you're ready to pick yourself back up and look at, the beautiful opportunities that have came from this situation, even though it was very disastrous or difficult. The universe wants to remind you that you can open yourself back up to new opportunities and to emotional recovery. It's time to start recovering. It's time to start healing. It's time to, let go of the past, because the past is no longer serving you. The past is the past. And we can't spend, too much time focusing on the past. Sometimes we have to, be like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to let go. I'm not going to let the past define me on who I am as a person. I'm going to rewrite my script, rewrite who I'm meant to be, and not let this trauma define the version of myself who I am, or allow that to make my decisions for me. My traumatized version of myself is no longer driving the wheel, taking over driving. They're in the passenger seat now. Okay, we're rewriting our own script. We're not going to let that version of ourselves make our own decisions for us. We're no longer allowing ourselves to repeat this. And especially when it comes to feeling really hard on ourselves, especially when feeling overly guilty. If this resonates with you, where you're feeling very overly guilty for something, that is a big sign that there's potentially some sort of trauma around that. For example, something I learned, obviously I'm not a therapist, okay, don't take this as therapy. I'm going to say what it is that I learned from myself, because I used to struggle with feeling very overly guilty. The reason to why we feel overly guilty is because we dealt with somebody who was very explosive with their emotions. Someone who made us feel overly guilty for making a humanly mistake. It is okay to make mistakes. We are human. Think about a child. The child needs to make mistakes in order to learn. You can't yell and scream at a child for making a mistake, because then they'll never want to, try ever again. Like, it's just, let me see. I think there's a section in this book. You know what? I'm not going to be able to find it. There's this book I always talk about and I always preach about because I truly love this book and I'm not sponsored by it. It's called Inner Works of a Relationship. I show it all the goddamn time. There's a section in the book that talks about feeling overly guilty. A wound, if you feel that is a wound that you have, and that could be related to a specific type of wound, which I think is not feeling good enough or something around that what is it? I think that's the, you know what? Let me go find it. I'm sorry. Okay, I found it. So this section of the book, right, the inner works of a relationship, this is what the book looks like. It says, wound of judgment in relationships. So this could be what comes out in relationships. That could be very harmful in relationships when feeling overly guilty. The primary emotion is overly guilt, like feeling guilty. And that comes from, what it comes from is the types of traumas that this could come from is the parental judgment, religious judgment, bullying, arbitrary punishments, spanking, scolding, social judgments, critical or perfectionist parenting, sexual guilt, or repression. If you want to read more about this, you can, but I genuinely just think you should get the book if it resonates with you. But, so like, just like, you know, this could be a element that's coming out in this reading that the universe wants you to know, and it's being like, hey, you know, pay attention to this section, pay attention to this area. Listen, we're not perfect, right? I'm not saying that, oh, we need to fix ourselves, or that we need to, you know, heal ourselves, or that we have to do this. You don't have to do anything. You're amazing and beautiful just the way that you are. I think the universe is saying you deserve to be happy. You deserve to find happiness, and what you can do to find happiness is to let go of the past or past hurts, such as, you know, working through these traumas or working through whatever from the past that was, you know, the past emotional hurt that is coming out in this reading. So, overall, it says the universe wants to congratulate you, right, for emotionally healing, for releasing the past, for stepping out of a heavy period or a heavy time, right? And the universe wants to say, you're doing an amazing job. There are parts of your mind, it's parts of the way that you're thinking that still needs some realignment so that you could be better aligned with what your heart, like, to be better aligned with your heart, to be better aligned on what it is that will truly bring you happiness. Because there could be decision making that is happening that's coming from a place of, you know, your shadow self in the driver's seat versus your truest inner child, your truest self, your truest authentic self, the highest version of yourself. So how can we do this? It's about taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture. How can we take a step back and reflect on things, right? Reflect on what truly needs to be reflected on. How could we let go of this, and how could we move towards finding better clarity? So let's talk about the King of Swords. The King of Swords could represent, let me tell you what the King of Swords could represent, right? It could be the energy. This is like a red flag that's coming out here. Not saying it could be on your part, it could be on somebody else's part. It could just be a red flag in general, saying like the universe is being like, hey, watch out, a little warning sign. This could be representing some overthinking, some clouded judgment, someone maybe being cold, detached, harsh, maybe an avoidant attachment type person. Someone who has miscommunication, someone who avoids the truth, someone who uses logic in a manipulative way or in an unfair way, someone who has a difficulty at making a clear, decisive decision. And it could also represent someone who shuts down emotionally when things get tough. So, some of the things that can be done in order to move forward is asking yourself this. If that represents you, right, or if that represents somebody, if it represents somebody else, ask yourself if that's something you're willing to settle for. For some of you, this could be you walking away from somebody who makes you feel overly guilty constantly. And I think this is a message saying for some of you, you guys are walking away from somebody and having, literally leaving a relationship and finding something better, finding something that you deserve better, where you receive better. So that could be for some of you. But on the other end, if you feel like this resonates with you and you may be this way, some questions that could be the universe wants you to reflect on is, be self-aware on when some things could be manipulative, or when, and ask yourself when you're feeling like you're about to shut down, how could we deal with that discomfort? We could communicate, hey, can you give me 5 minutes? Hey, I need some space for myself, let me think. Or how could we get better at communicating using I words, like saying, I, take responsibility for your emotions, being like, I feel this way when this happens because this is some sort of trauma I'm dealing with from the past. Instead of, projecting or saying it's them or that it's their fault that you're making, I know that's not going to resonate with everybody, but you get my drift. Like, just getting better at communicating with people, getting better at, communication. Another thing it says, setting clear boundaries, setting very clear boundaries, and understanding where your boundaries lie could be a very big one. Also, possibly healing an avoidant attachment style. How could we develop more of a secure attachment? And how could we be more honest? How could we communicate more honestly? How could we just, be very truthful about everything that we say without caring how it, affects somebody else, right? Like, if it's somebody else, like, they get sad or whatever, like, it's kind of like, I'd rather be honest than constantly hold myself back from saying my truth, So that's what I'm getting with that. But overall, though, I think the message is saying, like, the universe is saying, you're doing an amazing job figuring these things out. And even though it might be confusing, even though it might be difficult, how could we get more clear on how to resolve these things? First thing would be, looking up, maybe finding this book and literally reading the section of how could we work through this, right? So there's different types of, supportive things you could do. So this is the inner work that the person needs to do, right? This is if you're dealing with somebody who deals with that. This is if you're having, or you're in a relationship with somebody who does that, right? These are the things to do. And then this is your own work if you feel like this. If this is something you struggle with, this is what we could do in order to heal that. Recognizing, discern of consequences, right? Recognizing the bias of judgment. Embracing learning from mistakes, embracing that. Supporting your partner, and there's different ways of how you support your partner. And supportive things you could do. Delivering feedback, celebrating the positives, creating a safe haven for vulnerability. Empathetic feedback, shifting to I language, describing behavioral rather than character, Like, it's not about the person, it's about the behavior. Focus on the present moment, being, talking, not constantly bringing up the past, holding them accountable without condemnation, requiring about, their learning. And also understand it's a two-way street. If this is a relationship, it takes two to tango. It takes two to heal, right? If this is, in a relationship, right? If they're not willing to do the work as well, then, you know your answer. So, and this could just be some self-help stuff to do for yourself as well when it comes to relationships. So that's what I'm getting with that. I hope that makes some sense. All I have for you, my beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this video a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next ones. Bye. I'm also seeing 555. It was 555 just now. It's big change coming your way. Anyways, thank you so much. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile threes. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this thumbnail, this will be your reading on what the universe wants you to know a day in advance. So, before we hop into your reading, I want to let you guys know I do offer personal readings. I have a sale going on for Black Friday, which is code TURKEY for 30% off. And I have bundle reading, customizable readings. I have every single deck you see listed on my channel over there. And also, there is available on YouTube Store or on my website, on my Beacon AI tab. It's up to you. But yeah, they're customizable. I got a sale going on, and I got every single deck listed there, more on the cheaper end. So if you'd like to check that out, make sure to do so. If you're interested, take advantage of it while you still can. Thank you for listening to that. Also, we're going to have an extended reading over on my Patreon. So if you feel like this reading really resonated with you and you want to hear more about it, over on my Patreon, we'll have an extended. It's ad-free. It allows me to speak more freely about the 18+ messages, and it is supports the channel. So let's hop into reading. Thank you for listening. Okay, so let's talk about your thumbnail. If any of this resonates to you, this could be a sign for you to, stay tuned and watch this reading, and because the universe wants to talk to you. The first thing is the moon could be significant. The moon could be significant. Reddish, purplish, lavenderish hair, like a reddish, strawberry blondish, maybe like a dark red, dark maroon. Could also just be a more like orangey type of brown hair. Pink, the color pink, more like a purplish pink. Lace could be significant to you. Glitter, sparkles, a gemstone, like a big gem, could be significant. Nighttime, the starry night, maybe cityscape, a window, all those things. Pink glossy lips, closed eyes, pink eyeshadow, all of that could be significant. And if that resonates with you, this is a sign the universe wants you to hear this. So, your cards here today, we have the Eight of Swords, the Magician, and the Devil. I think there's a very strong, clear message coming out for you, Pile 3. And the universe wants to let you know is that it is time to start doubting, to stop doubting yourself, to stop doubting your power. It's time to step into your power. It's time to start seeing how truly powerful you are and how you have control over your own decisions, your own path, your own future, your own habits. You are in control. You are the magician. You are magical. You are special. You are powerful, Pile 3. And the universe wants you to know that no one else can make you think otherwise. Not even your own thoughts that pop into your head from the environment or the way that you were raised or the way that you grew up. None of that, none of that can change who you are meant to be and the power, your true divine power that you have lying inside of you. you could be already stepping into that, or maybe your inner power is laying a little bit dormant at the moment due to some, rooted beliefs or fears or lack mentality or victim mentality, whatever could be lingering around. The universe is here to remind you a day in advance that you are powerful, and to not let any of that stuff hold you back, to keep you stuck and stagnant. So I'm going to read what it says in the book. It says, this combination is about potentially feeling trapped because of maybe some manipulation, some fear, or some own limiting beliefs. And there could be manipulation or trickery coming from many different angles. It could be many different things. It could be, some person telling you that you're not good enough, or that, it's, that's too hard to do, or just projecting their own fears and insecurities. It could be maybe your parents. It could be maybe friends. It could be, anybody. And it may not even be the people you surround yourself with. It could also be social media. It could be people, presenting that their life is so perfect and sunshine and rainbows when it actually isn't. And it's manipulative, and it's, making you feel like, you're not good enough. Or it could be, it could be some sort of manipulation of in order to be successful, you have to do X, Y, and Z, or in order to do this. And it's always just, to try to, sell you something or try to convince you of something. And you could be maybe blinded. You might be blinded. Your eyes might be closed a little bit, pile 3, to it. You might not be seeing it. You may not be seeing things clearly as much as you'd hoped. But the moon is here to, shine bright and give you a little bit more ability to see things clearer, When there's a full moon, you could see things a little bit more clear. I think the moon here is, a sign. Nighttime, there could be something about nighttime, the moon, that it's your intuition is more powerful than what you see in your daily life, right? What you're seeing consciously may be deceiving you. It may be deceiving you. So for example, let's say the best example I could think of, and obviously use this example in your own way on how it could represent for you. But let's say I want to, what's the best way that I could explain this? Let's say I want to be successful at 25 years old, right? I want to start making my own business. I want to start, making good money and being financially well off for myself and doing a good job. And what I see on social media is all these people that are oh yeah, I'm 20 years old and I made my first $1 billion in 3 hours or whatever. And it's these people are lying to you. They're trying to convince you that that is reality, but it isn't. And there is no quick money, there is no quick, fast, path that you could take to be, maybe there is, I'm not going to say black and white. I'm not going to say it is or it isn't. Maybe there is, but it's important to recognize that things take time. Building a foundation, a strong, stable, financial foundation takes time. And it's going to start slowly. It's not quick, it's not easy, it's not fast. it takes time, and we have to be patient. And like, what we can't get stuck in is allowing and seeing these things to discourage us from continuing, you know, and not looking at it being like, oh, like, you know, all these people are so much more successful than I am. All these people are doing so much better than I am. And it's like, no, they're in the exact same shoes as you are. And you're doing an amazing job. They just figured out what, you know, they figured out what language and what, you know, persuasive, let's just say persuasive, you know, types of content that they can make in order to persuade you to, you know, continue watching or to, you know, buy their course. So, it's important, and don't get me wrong, I bet their course does give a lot of good information. I bought so many, like, quick little message, I bought so many courses that did bring me a lot of good information. But it's important to not allow these lies and these manipulative things and these illusions to discourage you, because they're not even real. This shit is not real. It isn't real. And you are just as good enough. You are more than good enough. You can do anything you set your mind to. And I think the overall message is, there could be, you know, the magician is about, it says manipulation or trickery or misuse of energy could be around you. It could be someone who's not being honest with you. It could be someone who's trying to influence you. Or you could be, if it's not about anyone else around you, this could just be you. A message the universe wants to say from inside you, coming from inside you, that you might be doubting your own power. And it's leading to self-sabotage. It's leading to lack of confidence. And the universe wants to let you know that that shit is not true. That shit ain't real. It's not real. The grass is green. The grass is not greener on the other side. It's, you know, your present moment is beautiful. It's amazing. It's wonderful. And just because someone may look like they're doing, you know, really well off for themselves, they could be also struggling with other aspects of their life. So comparison is a recipe for, what is it? What is that saying? What's that saying about comparison leads to what? Oh, is the thief of joy. Yes, comparison is the thief of joy. It's true. You may not even be comparing yourself to other people. This could just be other things that are coming up that are making you feel like you can't trust yourself. Maybe people are telling you what to do, or people around you aren't doing similar things. Maybe there are people that are, self-limiting. People who have lack mindset. People who constantly play the victim of their own lives. Who are like, oh my God, everything's out of my control. The world is evil. The world is a disaster. It's like, oh my goodness. Those types of people, trust me, you don't want in your life. Because they're only just going to hold you down and keep you from being the beautiful butterfly that you truly are. And they could be influencing you. They could be making a big influence on you. And it's saying, the universe is saying, it's time to, pull back your energy and, spend less time with those types of people. It could also be saying, maybe someone's trying to persuade you or influence you on making a decision, but your intuition knows already. The universe is here trying to say, trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. Move towards what your intuition, your subconscious mind is trying to tell you. That, peaceful, calm voice, what is it saying? The calm version of yourself, what is it saying? Now listen to it. Don't listen to anyone else. Trust yourself, and don't let other people tell you what to do or what you should do. Stop giving people your power. Stop giving people your power. Stick to what it is you believe and stick to what it is you know. You know more than these people. Especially when it comes to somebody who has no information or someone who has literally no knowledge on the topic. They love to give their, unsolicited advice and being like, oh, you should do this, or you should do that, you should do this. Don't fucking listen to them. Don't fucking listen to them. They have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. They're talking about what they would do. Okay, if that's what you think I should do, then why don't you go do it? I know what is best for me. And period. Pile 3, you know what's best for you. So keep pushing towards that and stop. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Another thing we have is the devil, which talks about attachment, temptation, toxic patterns, some sort of addictive cycles. This could also be representing maybe a toxic relationship or unhealthy habits, or feeling chained to something that you think you can't break from, like an addiction. And it's because you're giving your power to something else. You can break through and break from any type of thing. You just have to remind yourself you have that power. You just have to believe that you have that power. We also have this. So what this could be is, so it could be someone who's holding you back or has a hold on you. You could be doubting your power. This could be you're keeping yourself stuck, either mentally, emotionally, or physically, maybe energetically. It also could represent a toxic person who's making you question yourself, question your motives or your thought process, or the way you handle decisions, or the way you handle yourself. Like, for example, if this could be a friendship that maybe you're talking to somebody and you're like, hey, I don't really appreciate the way you did this. I, don't want that. And you're like setting a boundary with them. And then they're just like, no. Or like, they're just like, somehow shift the blame or somehow make it about you and somehow make it feel like you are the one in the wrong. Those are the types of people you want to stay away from, because they're going to keep you stuck in life, period. And those are the types of people that need to do their own work. And, it's not something that you want, You want people who take accountability. You want people who apologize. You want people who are honest, clear, people who know how to communicate, people who are doing the work themselves. It says a situation that could be draining your power. It could be old wounds or fears that are keeping you and continuously repeating your cycles. Maybe feeling addicted to something that is not good for you, like a person. It says letting someone else's energy overpower your own. It could also be the hidden message behind all of this is that you aren't powerless. You aren't. Even though you may think you are, you're not. You have so much more power in this than you realize. And you have so much power in this. You have even more than anyone else could, because you know what you're doing. And it says you might be believing lies. And it says you could be attached to something that's keeping you small. So basically, when you finally break free from this and reclaim your power, you'll finally be able to see the illusions for what they truly were, and not allowing people to manipulate, gaslight you, control you any longer. So it's time to stop feeding into this addictive, toxic loop. If it's about a relationship, if we're getting something about a relationship or a person, whether it's platonic or a lover, it's saying this person could be manipulative. This person is pulling you back into toxic cycles. This could be a person who's making you feel powerless or confused. This could be a trauma bond. This could be someone who, you're feeling stuck, but for some reason the pull feels strong. And that's a really big, if that is what you relate to, it's a good thing to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, why are we attracted to these types of people? Why do we constantly keep attracting these types of people into our lives? It's time to change. It's time to start seeing things clearly. And no longer playing the victim of our own lives. It's time to grab ourselves by the hair and be like, listen, bitch. It's time to, pull our shit together and stop trying to, and I'm not coming from a place of shame, okay? Like, I'm coming from a place of love. I'm coming from a place of, like, harsh, maybe sisterly love. And, what I truly want for you is your own happiness, pile 3. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to live the life you truly want and no longer let illusions control you. So that is what I have for you, my beautiful pile 3s. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a like. Also, consider subscribing. And we're going to have an extended reading, so if you felt like this resonated with you and you want to hear more about it or more advice on it, we'll have that over on my Patreon. But thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next ones.